you're looking for fun, if you're looking for friendship, if you're looking for love and all that comes with it, just look beyond the ropes and you will see.
Hey, Pam.
This podcast is a way for us to empower women and hear their stories. Today, we are joined by our very own brand ambassador and operations assistant and member extraordinaire, Gina Rae Jacobs.
That's me.
Gina, tell us your story.
I was born. I'm just kidding.
She sings too.
What is my story? I know it's interesting to me that some people can remember being as young as 2 years old. I can remember being 4. I remember when my parents bought the home that I now live in. I don't have a lot of memories of it. They're spotty, but I think that's probably my earliest memory of being 4 and being in a new home. I have a younger brother. Well, actually, I have 2 younger brothers. One grew up in the home with me. The other did not. So you all can imagine what that situation was. I really don't know what to say about my life. It was really kind of I'm sorry, you all.
It's okay. Just tell us what. I know that you traveled a lot.
I have. So I'll go back to the home. Grew up in the home that I'm currently living in. Went to grammar school right down the street, 2 blocks away. One of my best friends from kindergarten lived right across the street from me. We are still very good friends to this day. I love her as if she were my true relative, blood relative. I still keep in contact with a couple of other young ladies who I went to grammar school with. We're still very good friends, and I consider them and feel like they are my sisters who I didn't get blessed to be in my immediate family. I did do, I'm going fast forward, college. I do not have a bachelor's degree. I have an associate degree. And I was a court reporter for a few years, which I hated with a passion. That's why I don't do it to this day. And it still brings me a little something when I think about it. It was just too much being right there, hearing too many details of bad things that happen to people. Mm-hmm. So I really couldn't take that. Fast forward again, my 10-year class reunion is when I was reacquainted with my husband. At that class reunion, everybody thought, oh, you guys are dating? And we're like, no, we haven't even seen each other in 10 years. Mm-hmm. But it was so familiar, so comfortable. At that moment, it's like we just kind of knew, like after 3 days of a weekend class reunion, we kind of knew this is what it was going to be. Mm-hmm. And 1 year, 1 month after that, we were married. Because I had to tell him I have no intention of dating anyone for 3 or 4 years. And if you're not on the same path, that's fine. We can still hang out, but just want to let you know I will be dating other people.
I heard that, Gina.
And so I guess he said, oh, not on my watch. So he put a ring on it. Okay. Fast forward a little bit more. I think India was probably born 3 years after, or almost 3 years after we were married. I always wanted to be a mom, always wanted to be married. I prayed for a healthy baby. I wanted a little chocolate baby. It didn't matter if it was a boy or a girl. And I got what I prayed for. She's been a joy from even while I was pregnant. She was a joy. I was very happy. Fast forward again. Nigel was born 3 days shy of them being 5 years apart. I was very happy with his birth also because I wanted my husband to have a son. Because he had a daughter prior to us getting together in a previous relationship. He did have a daughter. And it was an introduction a little bit to what motherhood may have looked like for me when she would visit us and stay the weekend and things like that. Talk about my parents a little bit. Their relationship was interesting. And I understand how people have markers on their, I would say, their cellular level or DNA from experiencing traumas. And it wasn't necessarily a trauma against my person, but my parents, their relationship was tumultuous at times, which it had a big effect on me. And that was one thing that I definitely had to have a serious conversation with Kenny about when we were dating, because I told him I did not want to be in a relationship that looked anything like the home that I grew up in. And I did not want a marriage that resembled his parents' marriage. Even though I didn't know anything about it, I just knew that I wanted to try to do things differently and exert my own independence as a grown-up and in our marriage. And he was just a sweet person, so he kind of just, whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. And he did. He understood, and he came in to the relationship with, yeah, it's us. It's nobody else. It's us. It's us first. When we have kids, it's still us first, And he would tease me a lot, because I suffer from migraines from time to time. And he would tell me, you're going to have to get yourself together. Don't leave me here with these kids, So, yeah, but he put me in the trick bag and left me here with these kids. So, but it's a blessing that I did have him. I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful that I don't cry about it as much. I still feel the emotion. Time passing is definitely healing me. And again, you never get over any trauma, I don't think. I think you just learn how to live with it and manage it. And I don't think it ever goes away. Not recent, but I lost my mom in 2021. And that brings about a different emotion Because like I said, growing up, my parents' relationship was tumultuous. So I feel a different kind of sadness for her, that I can look back on it now and say, or see that I wish she would have had a better experience, And I think that growing up in that home, it made me feel like I had to protect my mom. Like I couldn't go and be an adult. I had to stay home because I didn't want her to be there, and nobody was there to, kind of quiet things or not necessarily stand in the middle, but I just felt like my presence there would keep things at a level where she wouldn't be harmed. I know I'm all over the place with this, but yeah, just different things are popping in my head as I'm talking and reminiscing. I know my parents, they did the best that they could, and I feel like most people do the best that they can. I don't hold any today I don't hold any hard feelings with my father, because I was angry with him for years and years, and my husband was the one that talked me out of that. And that's just another reason why I can appreciate him. And I was talking to a cousin last night, and she was like, well, your dad, he did the best he could. And I'm like, I know. And I said, as an adult, I definitely can appreciate it. I said, because being 59, I've talked to a lot of people and heard a lot of stories about their experiences. And I'm like, well, I never experienced my lights being out. I never experienced not having any food. I never experienced not having what I needed, So I know he did the best that he could. And I've told him that, I appreciate him. I appreciate him taking care of his family. And I think he needed to hear that from me. Because losing my mom, I saw how much he really, truly loved her. He just was not able to let her know. He did the best he could, but he couldn't do it. He couldn't let her know verbally or apologize verbally. And that makes me sad thinking about that for my mom, that she never got an apology, But, yeah.
So Gina, how did you initially hear about 40 Plus Double Dutch Club?
Oh, boy. I lost my husband December 21st, 2018. I had to run away for a little bit. I went to visit a girlfriend in California, and also to visit a cousin in California. At my girlfriend's house, couldn't sleep. 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, on my iPad, followed Channel 7, and you guys pop up as one of the features on Windy City Live. I'm like, Double Dutch. So I click on it. I'm listening. And I knew Windy City Live was a Chicago local show. And when I found out that you guys were local, I sat up in the bed and I'm like, oh my God. As soon as I get home, wherever they are, I'm going. I got home because I was in California probably about 2 months visiting, just trying to clear my head. Came home, found you guys on Facebook, found out where you were going to be, and that I think it was either the end of May or the beginning of June when I came out to my first meetup. I did not know anyone there. It was way outside of who I was to go anywhere by myself in a social setting. I would have found somebody to go, or I would not have gone at all. But my life had changed drastically. I was not prepared for it, and I knew I had to do something different. And it was divine. I prayed about it. I have to find something, because I knew I had suffered depression before in my life as an adult, to the point where it was a pretend. I would get up in the morning, breakfast for my children, take them to school, come home, and get into bed. My husband was at work, so he didn't know. I would get up, get myself together, go pick up the kids, and I'm me. I said, if I went through that with my husband here, I might go too dark, and I might not be able to be pulled back. And I knew I wouldn't be able to do it by myself. I would need some help. But I'm like, how am I going to need some help? I got 2 kids. Even though they weren't young, I had to find something. And 40 plus Double Dutch has been my saving grace. I have met some of the most amazing women. I have 3 girlfriends, 2 from kindergarten, 1 from 7th grade, who I can call for anything. And more importantly, I can sit in silence with them without being uncomfortable. And for me to find that over 50 years old, it is amazing. I don't know all the words that I could use. Have to look it up in the thesaurus. Anything that goes with amazing, wonderful. I'm so grateful. I feel so comfortable with the ladies at 40 plus Double Dutch, which was not the old me. I truly feel like me losing my husband, me losing my mom, I feel like my whole DNA is different. I feel like I can look in my mind's eye and see a whole different person of who I used to be. I could go into a room, a party, a dinner. I could speak to everyone and I would not say another word because I would feel that uncomfortable having conversations with people that I did not know. Now, hey y'all, I'm walking in the room. I'm like, okay, who are you? Give me a hug. I feel like this is necessary for me to continue to live any type of quality of life. And I want to be happy for my 2 grandsons. I want to be able to have genuine joy somewhere in my body that I can pull from. And 40 plus double dutch. I don't know if, you know, people believe me when I talk to them about it, those who have not actually come out and experienced it. Mm-hmm. And even when I talk to other 40 plus members, that's one thing that we do talk about. We talk to people and we tell them about it. The next thing we say is, you're going to have to just come and experience it. Because me talking about it does not do it justice. That's right. That is the absolute truth. Well, I can't jump. You don't got to jump. Just come. I'm like, you're going to meet some people. You're going to vibe with some people. You're going to connect with some people. And I'm like, people that even live in my own neighborhood, I probably have never, ever even been in the same space with them. Now I call them on the phone. I'm going out to dinner. We're traveling. It is amazing. I don't know how many times I'm going to say amazing, but it's amazing. And it truly brings me joy. It brings me happiness. I get excited when I go to new meetups, when I'm meeting new ladies. I'm so excited when we travel and get to meet ladies in the other states. The energy travels wherever you go. Whatever the meetup is, if it's a dinner, if it's a jump meetup, if it's a big jump, if it's whatever it is, everybody is excited. Everybody is happy to be there. Everybody has found somebody, which is unusual for women our age. But I'm happy about it. I don't know about anybody else. I'm happy.
So Gina, you realize that you are an instrumental part of this 40 plus Double Dutch Club movement. You're our hype girl. You're an encourager. Mm-hmm. You're one of those people that comes and you just bring a certain joy with you to the room. Mm-hmm. But in addition to that, you are also the person who penned the name of our documentary, Beyond the Ropes. How did you come up with that title?
It came to me right away when you were talking about some of the ideas that you had. Everything, well, you're always saying this is more than double Dutch. And it is. So when we were talking about it, that is the first thing that came to my mind. It is beyond the ropes. Everything we do is beyond double Dutch. Double Dutch was the catalyst to get us together. But we don't jump double Dutch for an hour and a half. We jump double Dutch intermittently throughout the meetup. So it had to be beyond the ropes. For me, that's immediately came to my mind. And for you all to use it, that brought me joy. I feel like it's inclusive. You all try to have everybody bring whatever it is that they can bring and share it. If you have the gift for gab, share that. If you are a hugger, do that. You know, if you're the person that loves to send out that inspirational text, do that. Because it all adds to that bigger picture, which is beyond the ropes. We don't live in the ropes. So that's how it came to me. And I really appreciate you letting me know that you feel like I'm an integral part of 40 plus. I feel like I'm just one of the ladies. I don't feel like brand ambassador. I don't feel like operations manager. I don't feel like a title. I feel like I'm one of the girls. I'm one of the ladies. I am a 40 plus Double Dutch Club member. And I appreciate you seeing me. I appreciate that.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And this is Beyond the Ropes, the podcast.
Okay. Hey, now we use this for damn podcast everything. Take it and run. Can't find nothing better. This it.
If you're looking for fun, if you're looking for friendship, if you're looking for love.